Hello, this is Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and head coach and instructor at Tampa, Florida Judo. And I have on the phone with me one of my classmates from Howard University, a fellow alumnus, and the owner and founder of Eating for Abs, Coach B. Coach B is an outstanding nutritionist. He is an exemplar in the field of strength and conditioning. And today we decided to get on the phone in order to connect about a particular topical phenomenon which happens to be big in the fitness community. But first and foremost, I can't do justice for Coach B better than he could do for himself. So welcome to the phone call, Coach B, and please kind of give a brief overview of what it is that you do.
Hey, Dr. Ferguson, thank you so much for having me. It's always good to connect. As you know, stated, my brand, Eating for Abs, is the nutrition. We host what we call the Ultimate Nutrition Course, which is, basically all the nutritional guidance that an athlete would need in order to become a better athlete. Also, for regular people, it's just creating better humans is what we do. So Eating for Abs, the Ultimate Nutrition Course, is our group training. And then we also obviously have our one-on-one coaching practices where we individualize for specific sports, specific goals. But, we just cover the basics of starting with great health, and then we overlay, what it takes to create a great body. And then also we believe in delicious food, so that's a big part of it.
Right. I've had one of my friends from the Howard University community kind of ask me what I do different from you. I guess there's some crossover in what it is that we do. I guess sometimes it has, and it's kind of going to segue into what we're talking about, kind of deals with different populations. I do deal with some general pop, but most of my population is special pop. And as you deal with some special pop, but most of your population is general population, correct?
Yeah, I agree with that fully. I mean, that's really accurate. You deal primarily, I think, with high-performance athletes, and I deal, for the Eating for Abs course, I mean, the middle-of-the-road average person that we're dealing with is, a mom who's working on, regaining her beautiful body and her great health, and that's fantastic. That's exactly right for us in a lot of cases. We do have, like I said, in our individual practice, some
crossover.
We have some crossover there. Yep.
Yeah, we definitely have some crossover there, and just to give people an idea, because everybody wants, well, don't you guys do the same thing? It is the same. It's very similar. It's just the approach is different.
Now, what's funny? I think you touched on it when we talked last time. The information is the same, but the approach is different, and that is, you have the ability to be a little more firm, and I have to be a little more soft in my approach. But I think the information is the information, and so it's funny. It's funny that we just had that conversation the other day.
Yeah, and I tell you, and I do, and I take on a couple general population clients. I will be honest with you, in the course of a year, I may do 10, and that's pushing it, buddy.
Right.
Because as I speak with you sometimes, there's still that component that I need to work on and always keep polished. Your bedside manner always has to be developed. So my wife's a physician, and she works as a hospitalist sometimes to moonlight on the weekends so that her bedside skills stay sharp.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think that your approach is absolutely necessary for your population, and mine is necessary for mine, which makes it a great marriage. I'm looking forward to this conversation and kind of seeing where we end up, where the balance is.
Well, I tell you what, the hot topic, you go ahead and talk about it, man. You can go ahead and talk about how we got.
Okay. Let's just take off the pretense and be real. So 48 hours ago, I got a text from Dr. Ferguson, four-time national judo champion. And the text said, "Have you tried this Sally Up squat challenge?" I said, "What? What is that?" He said, "Google Sally Up squat challenge." So I did, and I saw, the beast that is Rich Froning tweeted it out. And if you don't know who Rich Froning is, Google him because he's a monster. in the gym, and he said that I guess the challenge was do 135-pound barbell back squats to the song "Flowers" by Moby. And the refrain in that song is, bring Sally up, bring Sally down. Now, sounds all good until you play the videotape. So you find YouTube, you press the videotape, and you'll see, dozens of videos of people in rooms with 135 pounds on their back doing low barbell back squats to this song, and it's a monster. It's grueling. So Dr. Ferguson says, I think I'm going to try it today. I said, man, go ahead, do it, egging him on. Next thing I know, I get the video sent over, and he pulls it off. So what happens next? Of course, I have to try. It didn't go so well for me. But that brings us to our conversation this morning in the natural order of things. We started to talk about CrossFit in general, and we thought it'd be a good idea to kind of ask each other's opinion about CrossFit and what we see positive and negative. Additionally, we just got off the phone together with the Olympic Training Center, and we were talking about how CrossFit impacts the Team USA weightlifting program as well. So I guess we'll talk about all those things today.
Without a doubt. I tell you what, I saw CrossFit evolve over a period of time. I saw it when there wasn't a lot of good trainers. I saw when really there were more incidences of injuries than there are now. In the beginning, I saw it before they had the quality relationship with USA Weightlifting, before they had quality relationships with coaches like Mike Bergener, whose son was a quality Olympic weightlifter. I saw it when it was just basically grab a couple of exercise, throw it on the wall, and then keep adding the reps and try to make it difficult.
Yeah.
From there, I have seen you can call it a cult, if you will. And a cult is not a bad word. It's not a negative thing. I've seen the quality viral marketing of CrossFit and how it has grown over a period of time. And I can tell you this, in the profession in which I'm in and the profession in which Coach B is in, anything that is going to enhance the quality of life of the human population in a moral and ethical form or fashion is quality.
Mm-hmm.
It is good. I don't see anything wrong with it. And people ask me about CrossFit, and I tell them that, in my opinion, CrossFit is no different than Ross or Walmart or Target. I believe it has some great deals in there. I believe you get good value for your money. But if I'm going to meet the President of the United States, I'm going to get my things custom and tailor-made.
Right. I think that because I have several of my nutrition clients are CrossFitters. I have visited several CrossFit boxes. So I want to say several positive things about CrossFit versus your regular commercial gym. I think one of the big things to me, the biggest noticeable thing to me that I really like about CrossFit is the sense of community. I mean, there is a international community of people in CrossFit, and it's very much a community. From the discussion boards online to the gatherings at different events, regional events, national events, the amount of support they give each other, fantastic. Cannot be found at a regular gym. And Doc, when you were an athlete at Howard, you worked out at in the university gym. You probably most of the time didn't have on headphones. A lot of times people are, you've got the music on in a communal fashion. Everyone's listening to the same music. And I like that. It doesn't individualize us in the gym anymore. We're a part of something together. Even if we're not doing the same workout, encouragement can be had across the gym. And that unified spirit is another positive that I find when I visit CrossFit boxes. I really like that. As opposed to, you're going to a regular commercial gym and everybody's going on headphones and it's very separate from one another. Do you have any other positives you want to throw in?
I tell you what, I'm even taking notes because I think it's important to take notes when anyone talks, and you're a professional in your field, and so I took down some of the notes of what you said. You talked about the culture, you talked about the community, you talked about the family aspect, you talked about the support, you talked about the unified spirit in the gym. There's also in some of these CrossFit gyms, there is also a religious component to it as well. You have certain CrossFit gyms which have a very hardcore Christian type of culture in them. You see it. You even see it with one of the best CrossFitters in the world, Rich Froning. That is his. He has a very Christ-centered platform. I'm not pushing religion on anyone. I'm just telling you some of the things that you can find in these gyms. What you also find in these gyms is you find innovation, newness. Like a lot of people just don't want to go to a gym and utilize the same equipment that they see on television. They like to do things that are new. If you're at home and you go to a regular gym, a LA Fitness, a 24-hour fitness, you don't see tires, you don't see wheelbarrows, you don't see the apparatus that you see some of the professional athletes use on television. Like you may see some of the apparatus that you may watch on the Inside NFL show on HBO. It may be inside of your CrossFit gym. Yeah. You may see some of the things that some of the gymnasts do at the Olympic Games. You may see some of those things in the CrossFit gym, and that makes you feel like you have an opportunity to quote unquote touch greatness or do some of the things that the professionals do. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. But like you, I have seen CrossFitters and have trained CrossFitters who have come to me for their time to jump out of CrossFit more often than not due to injury. Yeah. Okay? Due to injury, or they want some changes in their body. So with that being said, I cover a myriad of positives. Now, I would like to jump on the opposite end in terms of polarity and cover some things that can be looked at as not so positive. And I will segue my way into it by saying this. As a person who was a three-sport athlete at college, at Division I level, someone who went to the Olympic Games, as you said, won 4, national championships in judo, 2 Black College national championships in football, MEAC wrestling championship, who fought, for Strike Force on Showtime, I have been able to exist at the elite end of the scale in terms of sport. When you begin to, and this happens in the CrossFitting culture, when you begin to sit in your culture and then you call yourself the greatest at a thing, it's no different than the NBA calling themselves world champions and they don't compete outside the United States. Right. So you kind of confuse your population and you say, we're the best athletes on the planet, or we're the best. Listen, when you look at CrossFit, you got to understand the population of people that you're getting. I had to tell the same thing. I have to explain this to people who do MMA. When you do CrossFit, you're not getting the best athletes in the world doing your sport. You're getting the middle of the roaders or the person who could not do, they were not the best or the top 50 in the world at the 100-meter dash. They were not the best at the clean and jerk. They were not the best in the 800 meters. They were not the best so they're not the best in their sport. So they all go and do this by default based upon the population that what you have. And then you're talking about the best of the mediocres. Now, a lot of people can't say this, but when I talk to the people that I speak with, like Jamil Kelly, who's an Olympic silver medalist wrestler, he's like, man, I can't understand why these people think that they're the best in the world or the best athletes in the world, because those people who specialize are the best. It's like with mixed martial arts. People don't do MMA until they're done with their sport. Well, when I'm done wrestling at the highest level that I can wrestle, then I'll do MMA. When I'm done doing judo at the highest level at which I can do it, then I'll do MMA. When I'm done doing my thing at the highest level at which I can do it, then I'll do this. Yeah, I've seen Olympians at CrossFit Games, but they're doing CrossFit after they've given themselves over to their sport. Right. So you can't say that these are the best athletes in the world. These are the best athletes who are doing CrossFit in the world. Right.
This is borderline to what you're saying. And it's one of those topics that has a pro and a con about CrossFit. And so it goes on my pros list of things that I really like about the sport, and also can easily go on the cons list. And that is the level of programming. You can go into a CrossFit gym, and they can have excellent programming. If you're coming off the street, you're a regular person, you're in a regular gym, and you show up at the CrossFit gym, you're going to know exactly that day what you're supposed to do. And that can be excellent. You can have an excellent design program every single day, which you can't get at your regular gym. And that's a big pro. The con side of things is you can have horrible programming. You can have just someone putting up workouts they found on the internet. And like you made an analogy to earlier, I can't buy suits off the rack. I can't, if I'm going to go to, a black tie event, I cannot go buy a tuxedo off the rack. I'm going to have to visit my tailor if I want to be my best. So, the programming in CrossFit is definitely another one of those borderline topics that says, this is something that's really positive versus something really negative, depending on the quality of instruction you're getting.
Right, man. When you go into a CrossFit gym, you have the workout of the day. Now, most CrossFit gyms cost anywhere between $125 to $200 a month. Fantastic, okay? Fantastic. You go in there, you have the workout of the day, you know exactly what you're doing. But their programming is not individualized for you. So whatever current or existing problems that you come to, or soft tissue issues that you come to the table with at CrossFit, those things aren't being addressed unless you are able to give individualized training or tweaking to your program.
Right.
Therein lies the difference of training with somebody at $150 a month or training with somebody for $60 to $150 per session 3 times a week.
Right.
That is what makes CrossFit a big box, a Walmart, a Target, a Home Depot type of training with respect to seeing a Coach B or a Dr. Ferguson.
Right.
One is not better than the other. I believe that people who do CrossFit need to come see a specialist every once in a while. Just like when you have a special problem, you need to go see a nephrologist, a cardiologist, etc., for your particular problem, a neurologist, and then you can go see your general practitioner twice a year.
Right.
But when you have an issue, you need to go see someone. The problem is those individuals don't know when they have an issue usually until they get hurt.
Right.
I have not seen where CrossFit's workout of the day fits within a 4-year macro cycle or a 6-month mesocycle or a 6-week microcycle for the enhancement of a particular individual for a sport or an event.
Right. I don't think it exists on the general CrossFit level.
No, it doesn't. I think you have to pay somebody in that gym in order to do that.
Right. Right. And I think that because of those items and issues that we're talking about, CrossFit is a really positive thing because it takes you from, complacency or wherever you are in your training, repetition, ritual, routine, to something new, challenging, exciting, and it is positive. It is increasing the activity in your life. It takes you from the bench into action. But it does have an upper limit as well, past which you cannot proceed unless you get individualized attention.
Correct. The problem is, Coach B, is how do they know when that occurs?
The common outcome of what's happening now is they don't know that until, like you said, the typical outcome is injury.
Correct.
So I think we're on to quality of coaching. That's probably a nice right into it. It really